In the colorful, candy-coated world of 1980s teen movies, a few faces stood out so brightly that they became etched into the memory of an entire generation. They became the ultimate dream, the cool kid in school or the perfect crush. For many growing up in that era of big hair and bigger emotions, that face belonged to Amanda Peterson. With her sunlit blonde hair, bright smile and eyes that could shift from playful to soulful in a heartbeat, she embodied the girl next door. She was the cheerleader who wasn't a snob, the popular beauty who could fall for the shy outsider. In 1987, she rode into film history on a lawnmower as Cindy Mancini in Can't Buy Me Love. The role turned her into an instant icon. Posters of her were taped to countless bedroom walls, and her face appeared on the covers of teen magazines. For many, she seemed to have it all. But fame, while dazzling, often casts shadows. Behind the bright lights was a life that grew darker with time. Amanda's story was not a fairy tale. It was one of trauma, struggles, and a painful retreat from the very world that once adored her. Her life began full of promise but ended quietly in her Colorado apartment, far from Hollywood. This is the story of Amanda Peterson, the girl behind the poster, and the haunting truth of how dreams can collapse into nightmares. To understand Amanda's path, it helps to know where she came from and the time that lifted her to fame. She was born in 1971 in Greeley, Colorado, a modest city north of Denver. This was not Hollywood. Greeley was and remains a grounded middle American town filled with family values and community spirit. Amanda was the youngest of 3 children, born to Dr. James Peterson, an ear, nose, and throat specialist, and his wife, Sylvia. Hers was a stable, comfortable upbringing. Unlike many child actors, Amanda grew up in a safe environment. Even as a child, she stood out. She was bright, energetic, and had an unmistakable charisma that drew people to her. Amanda began performing early, taking part in local plays and dance recitals. Her natural presence quickly became clear, and though her parents were not pushy, they supported her ambitions. The 1980s entertainment industry was booming. Cable television, VHS tapes, and teen-oriented films created a strong demand for fresh young faces. Hollywood was on the hunt for the next breakout star, and Amanda fit that mold. At age 9, she auditioned for the film adaptation of Annie. Out of hundreds of girls, she made it to the final call for the lead role. Although the part ultimately went to Aileen Quinn, director John Huston was so impressed that he gave Amanda a small but notable role as a dancer. That taste of Hollywood fueled her passion. Her family, however, made a crucial choice. Instead of uprooting their lives for Los Angeles, they kept their home in Colorado, letting Amanda travel for roles. This balance allowed her to live between the normality of school and friends in Greeley and the dreamlike world of Hollywood. For a while, it worked. Amanda earned a recurring role on Father Murphy and appeared in the sci-fi film Explorers alongside Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix. She gained respect for her professionalism, all while staying the down-to-earth girl from Colorado. The 1980s teen movie craze was peaking. Films by John Hughes and others were redefining how Hollywood treated teenage characters, making them more complex and relatable. Amanda seemed destined for the spotlight. In 1987, she landed the role that defined her career. Originally titled Boy Rents Girl, the script told the story of an unpopular teen who pays the most popular girl in school to be his girlfriend for a month. Amanda was cast as Cindy Mancini, the glamorous yet surprisingly thoughtful cheerleader. Her co-star was a young Patrick Dempsey. The film, retitled Can't Buy Me Love after the Beatles' song, became a sleeper hit. Amanda was just 15 during filming, while Dempsey was 21, but their chemistry on screen was undeniable. Cindy could have been a flat character, but Amanda gave her depth. Beneath the popularity, Cindy was sensitive, creative, and searching for authenticity. The film grossed over $30 million and turned Amanda into a star. She graced the covers of teen magazines, her white suede jacket becoming iconic. The final lawnmower scene became one of the defining images of 1980s cinema. But behind the image of the perfect teen star, Amanda was suffering. Years later, her family revealed that around age 15, during the height of her fame, she was sexually assaulted. They never publicly named the perpetrator, but her mother described the event as deeply traumatic, leaving Amanda scarred. At the same time that her career was skyrocketing, her private world was unraveling. The vibrant girl adored by millions was, in reality, a wounded teenager struggling to cope. After Can't Buy Me Love, Amanda was offered more roles, but none reached the same level of success. She starred in The Lawless Land, Listen to Me, and the TV movie Love and Betrayal. The last role, in particular, drained her emotionally. Playing a student involved with her mother's older boyfriend was a far cry from Cindy's optimism. Amanda began to lose faith in the industry. The roles grew darker, the environment more toxic, and her trauma heavier. In 1994, at just 23, after filming Windrunner, Amanda walked away from Hollywood. She returned to Greeley, seeking peace and a new life. Back home, Amanda tried to rebuild. She studied at the University of Northern Colorado and Colorado State University. She married twice and had 2 children, a daughter and a son. On the surface, she seemed to settle into ordinary life, but the shadows of her past lingered. Her family later explained that Amanda struggled with bipolar disorder and mental health challenges. She drifted from job to job, never finding stability. Between 2000 and 2012, she faced multiple arrests in Greeley for assault, harassment, DUI, and drug-related charges. Her mugshots shocked those who remembered her as the smiling teen star. They revealed a woman haunted by pain and addiction. Her family tried to support her through the cycles of recovery and relapse. At times, Amanda showed glimpses of her old brightness, but the darkness often returned. Her father shared that even during her struggles, Amanda remained intelligent and reflective. She had been working on an autobiography, a project meant to tell her story in her own words. Sadly, it was left unfinished. Her substance struggles were complex. While she used drugs at times, her family emphasized that her main battle was with mental illness. Drugs, they believed, were her attempt at self-medication. In later years, Amanda reportedly stopped using hard drugs. But chronic pain from health issues led her to rely on prescription medications, a dependency that would ultimately prove fatal. In July 2015, Amanda's family grew worried when they hadn't heard from her. They went to her apartment and found her unresponsive. Amanda Peterson had died at 43. The official cause was an accidental overdose of prescription medication. Her story ended far from the Hollywood spotlight that once embraced her. Following her death, the narrative painted her as another fallen child star consumed by drugs and fame. But Amanda's story was more nuanced. The assault she suffered as a teenager, combined with the pressures of fame and her mental health battles, shaped her life in ways most never saw. Her family insisted that the arrests and drug use were symptoms of illness, not reflections of who she truly was. Her mother stressed that Amanda had a disease, and her struggles should be seen through that lens. Her story challenges us to see beyond tabloid headlines and mugshots, to recognize the human being underneath. Even today, Can't Buy Me Love remains a beloved classic, and Amanda's performance endures as its beating heart. Her portrayal of Cindy Mancini transcended stereotypes, offering audiences a glimpse of vulnerability and sincerity in the popular girl archetype. She represented the hope that kindness could win over shallow popularity. For millions of teens in the 1980s, she was not just a crush, she was an inspiration.